we're going to talk about more arguments that you can make around individual claims to try to help your broker negotiate with the underwriter and drive your premiums down. The next possibilities are, first, primary treating physician. This is a technical term, and since 2004, the law has held that the primary treating physician's opinion is the opinion that will drive the cost of the claim. In the past, there was a dueling doctor syndrome where the claimant would get their own doctor, the employer would get their doctor, and then there would be an argument around whose opinion was going to hold. But since 2004, with some exceptions, the primary treating physician's opinion will hold. But we've seen occasion when the insurance companies lost track of the claimant, and the claimant went to someone other than the primary treating physician, and the insurance company continued to make payments based on the new opinion of the doctor who is not the primary treating physician. So for example, and of course that's typically why claimants will go, usually at the direction of an attorney, they will go to another physician, is to increase the value of their claim. So a number of areas where this could happen. There could be, of course, a different opinion on the nature of the injury. There could be an opinion from someone other than the primary treating physician that the injury was more extensive than originally diagnosed by the primary treating physician. And it could be, of course, that they diagnose the same injury, but they simply prescribe more treatments or more expensive treatments. So in all of these areas, if this has happened and the insurance company lost track of this and they were making payments to a claimant who is receiving treatment and diagnosis from someone other than the primary treating physician, you can make a valid argument that to the extent the claim value was increased due to the difference in opinion between the primary treating physician's original diagnosis and then the other physician's opinion, that claim value should be reduced. That's a very legitimate argument. The Labor Code holds that there are certain reasons that claims can be denied on the face. One of them is if an employee is intoxicated at the time of the injury. However, we have to make clear that the intoxication has to be the cause of the injury. If an employee, for example, is intoxicated and a box just happens to fall on them and injures them, and it's not necessarily tied to the intoxication, that claim will still be paid. But if the intoxication is determined to be the primary cause of the injury, that claim should be denied. Similar with an altercation, if two employees get into a fight, it is held that the initial aggressor, the employee that started the fight, if that employee is injured, that claim should not be paid. Another area similar to altercations is horseplay. When employees are messing around, they're wrestling, they're outside of their work duties, and they're messing around and someone gets injured, that claim should not be paid if the injured employee is one of the parties involved in the horseplay. If they're an innocent party, of course, then that claim will be paid to the innocent party because they had nothing to do with the horseplay. The other exception is if the employer is deemed to have condoned the horseplay. If a supervisor is watching employees who are fooling around or wrestling and doesn't stop it, then the claim might be paid despite the fact that the employees were involved in horseplay at the time of the injury. And the last issue we'll talk about is a refusal for treatment. And again, this is a failure on the part of the insurance company to properly manage the claim. If an employee refuses treatment, either specifically says I'm not going to go for treatment, or they miss 3 appointments, and which will be deemed to be refusal of treatment, then the insurance company can contest the claim. Sometimes this happens and the claims people at the insurance company aren't paying close enough attention and they continue to make payments on the claim despite the refusal for treatment.